Semsy. Short stories on a little scooter. All right, here we got the stolen Bacillus, part 2. Let's get into it. A slight gleam of satisfaction appeared momentarily in the face of the pale man. It's a deadly thing to have in your possession, he said, devouring the little tube with his eyes. The bacteriologist watched the morbid pleasure in his visitor's expression. This man, who had visited him that afternoon with a note of introduction from an old friend, interested him from the very contrast of their dispositions. The lank, black hair, deep gray eyes, the haggard expression and nervous manner, the fitful yet keen interest of his visitor were a novel change from the phlegmatic deliberations of the ordinary scientific deliberations of the ordinary scientific worker with whom the bacteriologist chiefly associated. It was perhaps natural with a hearer evidently so impressionable to the lether nature of his topic to take the most effective aspect of the matter. He held the tube in his hand thoughtfully. Yes, here is the pestilence imprisoned. Only break such a little tube as this into a supply of drinking water, say to these minute particles of life that one must needs stain and examine with the highest powers of the microscope even to see, and that one can neither smell nor taste, say to them, go forth, increase and multiply, and replenish the cisterns. And death, mysterious, untraceable death swift and terrible, death full of pain and indignity, would be released upon this city, and go hither and thither seeking his victims. Here he would take the husband from the wife, here the child from its mother. Oh yeah, okay, let me check it out. We're going over to towards Hamburger Rock. Now, I stayed there with Ronnie one time, so that's 40-foot RV, so if you can handle going down this road, there's some places. It's a BLM campground, but there's all kinds of just dispersed camping here. Yeah, well, I tell you, give me another reason to not like that scooter, hey? The thing just goes everywhere. And we'll go into the next one here. This one we're going to have to roll down in on this gravel road for a little bit. You'll get to like that one. Okay, let's get back to the story. Take the husband from the wife, the child from his mother, here the statesman from his duty, and here the toiler from his trouble. He would follow the water mains, creeping along streets, picking out and punishing a house here and a house there where they did not boil their drinking water, creeping into the wells of the mineral water makers, getting washed into salad and lying dormant in ices. He would wait ready to be drunk in the horse troughs and by unwary children in the public fountains. He would soak into the soil to reappear in springs and wells at 1,000 unexpected places. Once start him at the water supply, and before we could ring him in, catch him again, he would have decimated the metropolis. He stopped abruptly, and he had been told rhetoric was his weakness. But he is quite safe here, quite safe. The pale-faced man nodded. His eyes shone. He cleared his throat. These anarchist rascals, he said, are fools, blind fools, to use bombs when this kind of thing is attainable, I think. Yeah, nice. There was absolutely no one here, so it was a little bit creepy. But I don't know why. It just felt odd. But here we go. Creek pasture, something like that. BLM. And probably floods every once in a while. And it was so hot that I can't imagine anybody wanting to be down there, but you never know. All right, let's get back to it here. A gentle rap, a mere light touch of the fingernails, was heard at the door. The bacteriologist opened. Just a minute, dear, whispered his wife. When he re-entered the laboratory, his visitor was looking at his watch. I had no idea I had wasted an hour of your time, he said. 12 minutes to 4. I ought to have left here by 3:30. But your things were really too interesting. No, positively, I cannot stop a moment longer. I have an engagement at 4. He passed out of the room, reiterating his thanks, and the bacteriologist accompanied him to the door, and then returned thoughtfully along the passage to his laboratory. He was musing on the ethnology of his visitor. Certainly, the man was not Teutonic type, nor a common Latin one. A morbid product, anyhow, I'm afraid, said the bacteriologist to himself. How he gloated over those cultivations of diseased germs. A disturbing thought struck him. He turned to the bench by the vapor bath, and then very quickly to his writing table. Then he felt hastily in his pockets and then rushed to the door. I may have put it down in the hall table, he said. Minnie, he shouted hoarsely in the hall. Yes, dear, came a remote voice. Had I anything in my hand when I spoke to you, dear, just now? Pause. Nothing, dear, because I remembered. Lou, Roon, cried the bacteriologist, and incontinently ran to the front door and down the steps of the house to the street. Minnie, hearing the door slam, violently ran in alarm to the window. Down the street, a slender man was getting into a cab. The bacteriologist, hatless and in his carpet slippers, was running and gesticulating wildly towards this group. One slipper came off, but he did not wait for it. He is gone mad, said Minnie. Oh, I heard that. I know what's coming now. All right, so that's creek pasture, and that's pretty much the end of this. We're going to have to wrap it up right there. Man, we didn't get very far, but the guy stole the Bacillus. Cholera. All right, that's all for now, guys. We'll oh boy, that was a pretty little trip there. The little scooter just did fantastic at Canyonlands there. It's a good addition. Thanks for joining. See. Okay, big old Rosie, get us out of here. You do your thing now. I did mine, you do yours.